my name's Brooklee Rose and I make music which is based from fairy tales and from my own personal life. And I like to create music where I can help people get in touch with their own feelings and emotions and hopefully do some healing for people. The reason why I've gotten into music is because I came from a massive dance background. So my mum used to have a ballet school up in 𝘠𝘦𝘢𝘴𝘵, and basically we had music playing 24/7 up there. Countdown, which used to play on ABC, which was the only channel that you could actually get up in the sticks. And my mother's father, Fergie, he also used to play the piano accordion for the World War troops and that sort of thing as well. And my mum used to sing on radio and on television. One of the reasons why I stopped dancing was because I broke my neck when I was 17, and then I was in another serious motor vehicle accident when I was 27, and the only thing I could literally pick up was a guitar. And so that's when I started actually writing my own music and learning how to play guitar. And before that I used to just write like lots of poetry and just journaling and that sort of thing. So from there it's progressed into writing music. But it's a good thing because it allowed me to have healing in my life. Yeah. I mean, music is healing and it's a form of therapy. Actually getting some of that pain out of your physical body as well, because I had chronic pain and also then you end up getting a bit down, so you get a bit depression because you're not the same person you were before you had the car accident. And you're slowly finding who that new person is as you're going through that metamorphosis. And it's really interesting because you realise that your stories that you're telling are the same things that many, many people are going through or feeling. And you're just basically sharing story and then letting them know that they're not alone. And I think that's a beautiful gift. I chose to do a song tonight about depression called I Want to Feel, because I think it's very vital, and it's definitely something that's happening at the moment with everything that's been going down in the world through COVID. And I think mental and emotional health has definitely come a lot more to the forefront, and it is something that I think we all suffer from occasionally, whether we talk about it or not. And I've had so many people contact me just doing that song really roughly on Facebook, and they all felt like they could relate to what the song and the lyrics were about. Oh, there's so many books that I love. Basically didn't have television most of the time when I was growing up. The old coat hanger on the antenna and playing with that to try and get a channel occasionally. So books became a really great way of escape. But growing up with a lot of Aydon-White when I was younger, the 𝘠𝘦𝘢𝘵 and things like that were great escapes. Peter Rabbit, growing up as a kid, and the Golden Circle books, which we used to have. And then as you get older and you grow and evolve as a person and mature, you start going into a lot of deeper books, such as I used to love Paul Jennings and Roald Dahl. And then as an adult, you go into an array of different books depending on what your interests are, and also what it is that you want to learn more about and get more knowledgeable about in life as well, because books are knowledge and knowledge is power. And it also allows us to keep growing as people and as individuals. And to me, there's no point being here if we're not going to continue growing and evolving as people on this planet. So I think books are very, very powerful. And one of the books that I really love, which I've also written a song about, is called Women Who Run with the Wolves. This is by Clarissa Pinkola S. And it's an amazing book. It has heaps of amazing mythology short stories in it, which are really fascinating. And one of the short stories in here I've actually based one of my songs on, called Dancing with the Devil. And it's actually the story of Bluebeard, which is a really fascinating story in here about psychology. And sometimes we don't follow our first intuition and insight. So always follow your inner voice and your inner intuition. My favourite food is everything.
Why?
Food is like foreplay. It's amazing. It is. It is. You know, it's conversation that you have while you're eating food. It's the creative process of, you know, making a dish, going to the garden, and the healing properties that you get in food that you're putting into it. And bringing that up, actually, there's these two books too that I've read, both of these. This is about, so I've had a lot of people in my life that have passed away from cancer. And I read this. This is Edgar E. Casey. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's actually a world-renowned psychic medium. And he did this, I think, back in 1935 about diet and the best foods to eat, to put into your body, to cleanse your body and eradicate it of disease and cancer. And then it's really interesting because then you've got this book that's actually done by doctors that people regard as a lot more scientific and genuine. But when you actually read this as well, it's actually basically saying exactly the same things Edgar Casey was saying, that he was actually getting through his psychic ability. And I just find that so fascinating. The commonalities that they both have is just mind-boggling. So these two books I would say definitely have a read of as well, and the vegetable groups and that sort of thing. So Edgar Casey says to eat everything that's above the ground, not below the ground. So cauliflower, broccoli, and only so 3 above the ground and 1 below the ground vegetable, which is really interesting. So you might have in one meal, you might have carrots, and then you might have 3 vegetables that are above. But yeah, it's just fascinating. It's really, really interesting if you're into health, and if you do have anyone in your family that's got cancer, or you do have cancer in your family, I do highly recommend these 2 books. That's the thing about cancer. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter age, genealogy, where you come from, how fit you are, how healthy you are. If you're a smoker, non-smoker, drinker, non-drinker, you know, you can live the most healthiest lifestyle your entire life and then still end up getting cancer. It's, you know, something that I'm hoping one day to be able to do something good with my music, and hopefully raise some money towards cancer with music. Maybe have a night with all the beautiful girls and men that I know in the music industry and raise some money for it. That would be a really beautiful thing to do together. One of the books that I haven't spoken to about yet, which is a very easy book to read, and it's very simple, but it's a great book for teenagers. I think there's some really beautiful stories in there that teach really beautiful morals and values. And it's a book that I've also given to people when I know they're going through a really, really tough time, because it's just full of really beautiful, heartwarming short stories. So some of the stories in here are only like 1 page, but they're just so beautiful and heartfelt. And you can just literally feel the love coming off the page with some of these stories. So I recommend this to anybody, or if you know anybody that's, you know, struggling mentally, emotionally, you know, someone that's in hospital, but, you know, they're probably not going to have the focus to read a long book. This is great, chicken soup for the soul. So I highly recommend this one. It's really beautiful. It's a very special one. I've given this book away about, I think, 15 times to different people throughout my life. So it's a good one. Books that I would really like to read would be from Wilbur Smith. I've watched the movie The Power of One, and I was really moved by that movie. And I think there's one called The Elephant Song, but please don't quote me on that. But I would love to sit down and read some of his books, because I think they would be incredible. At the moment, I'm focusing on working on an album, and I'll be working with David Hyams, working on doing that. And I don't have anything as of yet. I basically just want to work on some of my original material and recording that, and then getting that online so people can download it. But I will definitely be keeping you posted through my Instagram and my Facebook music page.
Is there a final message that you would like to say to people?
Just to be kind to each other. Just be kind, be compassionate, and just be good to each other, because life's too short not to be good or to have any regrets. That would be my message.